when you sell the property for less than what's owed on the mortgage, right? So um, if the property, the loan on the property is 300,000, but market value is 250,000, you can't cover that $50,000 delta on the open market. The property is no longer worth that. So there's a $50,000 deficiency that essentially has to get handled in some capacity. Well, with a short sale, the bank approves you to be able to sell it for 250 as the owner, and they'll either waive that deficiency debt, that delta, or they'll place some kind of maybe a deficiency debt against the seller, or ask for some type of seller contribution to settle the debt. But the actual definition is the bank is allowing it to be sold for less than what's owed on the mortgage.
Got it. So why would a lender or bank do this? Why would they accept a short sale?
They actually make a lot more money doing a short sale. When a property gets foreclosed on, it can be vacant. It can start falling into disrepair. It's months before the foreclosure, the auction actually comes to fruition. They then have to hire an attorney. The attorney then has to follow all the proper procedures to foreclose on that property. Then once it's foreclosed on, the properties typically if it isn't already vacant, they have to force an eviction, which costs additional money. Sometimes people can actually destroy the property during that time period because they're angry, or possibly they just moved out during the winter time, which then allowed the property to fall into disrepair if the pipes broke. And then it's got to be signed to an agent, an REO agent, to sell that, and then they've got to pay the commissions on the back end for that sale. So in general, it's a lot more expensive to sell a property, or I should say it's a lot more expensive to go through the foreclosure process than to approve a short sale, right? Not only that, it helps stabilize prices in the community. It's better for the sellers, and the banks realize that. I was in a meeting where the banks, it was Bank of America, it was Citi, it was Chase, and they came out and flat out said, we want to do short sales. It costs us a ton more money to do to initiate a foreclosure and then sell it on the back end. So it just, bottom line, saves them a ton of money.